the only thing left is to wait for a membership card in the Hemlock Society. So, I guess.
We do AARP first. We've already been eligible for that. Yeah, right.
I need to thank a number of people. Harmon, first of all, for keeping me honest and making the reunion at noon at the museum. There had been the thought that some of us had had, I know you knew about this, that in order to get a hotel room, which we had initially planned, we might need to meet at the museum a bit later, because otherwise we'd be freezing in the cold for a long time. So that worked out well. I think we should thank all of the spouses and girlfriends here and not here. Bernie reminded me of this, particularly to thank Vicki and to thank Jeff's wife, certainly, and George Pentecoff for allowing us to meet, giving us a furlough or whatever it's called. What else? Bernie has been enormously helpful in tracking down unknown and little known and little remembered Zeolites, if you know what that is. Women that hung out with us, if you don't. And there was a great stigma. I don't remember that. And, you know, Bernie found people that Sherlock Holmes wouldn't have found.
The stigma must still be, because none of them are here.
Well, we will hear from them, however.
Right.
Neil and Carmen and Rich and John, of course, in 1984 Mather reunion booklet, all has sort of kept the flame of this alive, and that's been helpful. Jeff created the questionnaire that we've all submitted and people delivered to us.
And they'll all be blackmailed for it.
Right. Harmon has a quiz later of high school memories, and what is the prize for the winner?
The one that you suggest. Well, I can't tell you until we take the quiz, because the prize is actually one of the answers. But believe me, you'll wish
you had. And I think we should also thank Ron Abelman for even thinking of this. It was his idea. John, of course, thought of the name Zeolites, but Ron thought of the idea of a reunion. And those of you who have never met Ron or haven't seen him in a while, I'll say a few words about who he was. He was kind of the emotional center of the Zeolites. He was a little bit offbeat.
Do we have emotion? Do we have a center?
That's why he said kind of.
As you recall, he was 6 feet 5 inches tall. And wherever he went, you know, little children and women would follow, usually asking questions about paternity. And, you know, certainly the wisest and smartest and best looking of any of us. And it was, so I think we should have a toast.
That's why he's not here.
A toast to Ron Abelman's health. Stick. And we will try, over the course of this afternoon, to keep him here in spirit. I talked to him a few days ago. He really wishes he'd be here at 4 o'clock. He will call in, apparently in another room. Thanks to John, we have a speakerphone. We'll have to repair to another room at 4 o'clock to hear from Ron. But he is working for IBM. He's been working for IBM virtually his whole career, I guess. And he simply was unable to get away because of the Y2K concerns. They have him on call. So, I should also thank particularly two other people, one of whom is filming this as we speak, my brother Jack.
Hey, Jack.
Thank you very much, Jack. And if Jack gets married in the future, this will double the gift. So it'll be $20. We should probably also thank the gods for giving us such a nice day. If you recall, we had planned at one point or another a toboggan event. And we even had an invocation to the gods. Mighty Wotan's praise we sing, that we may go tobogganing. So Wotan owed us one, because it didn't snow for weeks. And this is, I think, a proper payback. And finally, before the entree served, there's one other person that's a very special guest, and I'll let her father make the introduction.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, everyone may have met my daughter, our daughter, Heather Cammons. Heather is here mainly because she's a senior at the University of Michigan and independently made her own New Year's Eve plans in Chicago last night. And we drove her in, and she's waiting for us to drive her back. So, so she had nothing better to do today. But actually, I think this is going to be interesting. Heather's a very talented writer. She's editor-in-chief of the University of Michigan student newspaper right now in her senior year. And last summer, she was a business reporter for the Boston Globe with byline articles almost every day. And the summer before that in Tampa at the Tampa Tribune. And here we're in Chicago. She's accepted a summer job for the Chicago Tribune this summer. So she's a talented writer, and I think she would like to be a writer of various things in the future, and this may be grist for the mill someday. So for sure. She's been kind of quiet here observing, but we're delighted to have her share this with us. And she's heard about this for a very long time. And Jerry, do you want me to spring a surprise at this point?
Please.
She's heard about this, and she's written about it already. So I'm going to give each of you a Michigan Daily. Page. Well, you each get a whole Michigan Daily. Too late. But an op-ed piece. You know, Heather, we could have made this worth your while not to publish this.
It's a much more substantial picture.
Heather works about 80 hours a week besides her school doing the Michigan Daily. Yeah, is that her sheet?
Yeah, I don't see any on the front page. Is freedom worth $5.69? Is that our article?
Third party.
Yeah, I really like to read it. I don't have my glasses.
He said the same.
There was a lot of talk among those of us that talked about it, about the possibility of contacting someone in the press. We didn't know till John informed me that Heather had done this, that in fact there would be anything written about it. But on Monday, I gave Bob Green's column a call at the Tribune. Bob Green is, I think, a pretty well-known syndicated columnist.
Yes, he is.
I talked to an assistant of his, and she was interested enough that she suggested that I put the details into an email. And I did, and later the same day I got the following response from Bob Green. Thanks. I won't be able to be there, but keep notes about what it's like, and let me know after it's over. Just in case I can write something about it, if you take photos of the group, one that's more vertical than horizontal would be helpful. I don't know that I can do anything, but it's a very nice idea that you and your friends had, and I'd like to hear about it. Thanks again.
He's the same age.
Yeah, I know. And he's written some things that suggest that he has the same sort of feeling about being the same.
That's something.
So what I suggest, one of the things that I found personally terrifically neat about this process was all the emails and how it kind of recreated a sense of community among us even before we came here yesterday and today. And what I'd suggest, if you're interested, is that each of you email me whatever you think will be the best ideas, the best text to present to Bob Green in the next couple of days. And we'll try to work together on that and see if we can sell them on doing a column. And if not, at least we'll have the benefit of whatever thoughts come through the email.
That's a great idea.
So one other thing, since Ron Abelman isn't here, I thought we'd all sign a card and send it to him along with his T-shirt and so forth. So I'll pass this down. I've got a pen. You can pen here. And if you all sign it, then Ron can have that as well.